Hello quilt artisans, my name is Shonda and welcome to my channel Under the Needle Quilting and Crafts. So I was supposed to make this video Thursday, but I forgot that it was Thursday. And by the time I realized it was just too late, but I apologize. So this video is my Thankful Thursday video, but again, it's Friday. So let me catch you up on what I've been working on. All right, so y'all know I've been working on this quilt. I told you I've got 2 quilt-alongs coming. So I've got everything cut, and I've made some of the blocks even. So I made my block A in both colorways. It was just a simple strip set. I went back and looked at the schedule. Week 1 is cutting. Week 2 is strip piecing. These things go together really quickly. So when I went back and looked at this pattern, the blocks that you make are very easy, very fast to make. The magic comes when you lay out those blocks you made with other strips. And then that's when you get your plaid effect. So it's kind of neat. So I wanted to kind of get a jump on it, get some blocks made. So I've made all of my A blocks. And I'll probably just go ahead and put this down. I probably won't make any more blocks until the sew along actually starts, or quilt along, I should say, until the quilt along actually starts. So when it actually starts, I'll probably just take this out and get sewing. I don't know if you guys can tell because, but I did clean my space. You probably can't tell because it still probably looks just as crowded as it did before. But it's really not. This is just a project that I'm working on. This is just some things this is just my sweater that I had on because it's cooler upstairs than it is down here because I had heat on down here earlier, so it's really warm down here, whereas it's pretty cool up in the kitchen. So when I came down here, I didn't need the sweater, but I have cleaned up. Like I said, you can't tell. Like I used to have all of this stuff behind me. That's all gone. Like I used to have like fabric and stuff stacked up back there. So I did clean my space. And it's a shame, right? Because what it took for me to actually clean my space was because I wanted to sew 2 quilt projects at one time. And I couldn't do it unless I cleaned up. And so I cleaned up. So that's how I spent my weekend. And just, small things. Yes, I need to do a big reorganization. And my aunt, I've talked to you guys about my aunt Dot, and she watches this, so she's probably going to hear this. But she did offer to help me organize my space. And she's really, really good at that kind of stuff. Like, incredibly good at it. I'm almost like, it's weird when people are watching. It's almost like I don't want her to help me because I know trying to maintain it is not my thing. Maintaining cleanliness is not my thing. So I'm just really worried that she'll help me. And then like in 6 months, I'll have it all junked up again. So we'll see. But yes, I know I do need to do a large reorganization. I think I need to do a purge. I think I probably need to get rid of some stuff and make some hard decisions about my fabric collection. But it's nothing that I'm trying to do right now. Maybe in the spring. Usually I try to do a purge in the spring. I get a big dumpster and we go through the house and everybody goes through their room, and anything that you don't have that needs to goes in that dumpster. I've been doing it once a year for like the last 3 years. And I don't see any reason not to do it this year. I'll probably do it this year too. So that's that. So working on that. I did get a 3rd quilt though. So, in the Open Gate Quilt subscription box that I just opened last week, we got a quilt pattern called Pickup Sticks. I've even got my patterns organized. Like my active patterns, like that I'm working on right now. So we got this cool pattern called Pickup Sticks. And it's literally just the easiest thing in the world to cut. This was cut from fat quarters. I did a little quilt math, so I cut mine out of a jelly roll. I'm actually using the very first jelly roll that I've ever bought, right? From Missouri Star. I bought I actually bought 2 jelly rolls at one time, and one of them was this one, and it is called. Now I can't remember what it's called, y'all. It's gonna drive me nuts. Let me look this up real quick because it's gonna drive me nuts. Okay, it's called Shiny Objects, Sweet Somethings by Robert Kaufman. This is kind of what the fabric looks like. Kind of, there's so much glare. Anyway. So I did all my cutting. I was able to get all my cutting done from the jelly roll. There were some colors that I did not use because they were just too light, and I was worried about contrast because at first I didn't know what background I was going to use. I decided to go with this gray. And so basically this is going to be my leader ender project while I work on the other 2 quilts, the upscale plaid quilts, the 2 quilts that I'm doing for the quilt along. So this will be a leader ender project. And if you don't know what a leader ender project is, basically a leader and an ender is basically a piece of fabric that you use before and after you start sewing, right? Because when you put your fabric on your sewing machine, on the bed of your machine, sometimes it might want to pull your fabric down into the machine, or like your feed dogs might want to pull the fabric down and kind of like get it all gnarled. And then sometimes you might get like a thread ball, or like a bunch of threads on the bottom of your piece. And so you can use leader ender to avoid that. And so sometimes people just use a piece of scrap fabric. And then at the end, you do it so you don't have to keep cutting your thread. Because every time you're cutting your thread, you are wasting thread. So if you cannot cut it and just cut a little, sew on a little scrap so that you can get your work out from underneath the foot, then you're good to go, right? But some people, instead of using a piece of scrap fabric before and after they sew, they will sew another project. And so that's what this is. This is a no pressure project. And honestly, I don't even know why I'm doing it. Well, I do know why I'm doing it. I do have other projects that I could have used. I could have sewn triangles together for my postcard from Sweden, but it's an organizational issue. Those triangles are in a specific order, and I don't want to be so, since I'm just doing one at a time, it'll be really easy for those triangles to get out of order, and then it's not the layout won't be the way I want it to be. So I did not want to use that for this. So there's that. But yeah, so this is my pickup sticks leader ender. And yes, y'all know I'll be reusing these boxes. Okay. What else I've been working on? I've been working on my cardigan. It's going. I'm actually quite impressed with myself. And how far I've gotten. My goal was to do 2 rows per day because there's the initial part of this project is 50 rows. You do 41 rows. It's just 160 half double crochets. This is a free pattern. So, and then after the first 41 rows, for the next 9 rows, you do a decrease. I think you do a decrease is it every row or every other? I can't remember. It's something like that. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. Yeah, you do a decrease for the next, well, it's okay. Well, not exactly. So you do a decrease, and then you work, 1, 2, 4 rows as normal, and then you do, so you're basically doing a decrease every other row. So you're doing 9 rows, and your odd number rows all have a decrease, and your even number rows don't. So I'm like, okay, that's a total of 50 rows. So 2 rows a day, that's 25 days. Yesterday was day 7. So for me, today is day 8. So 16 rows is where I would want to be right now. And I'm happy to say that I'm beyond that. And I am at 10, 20, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 30 rows. I put the red ones are, anyway. So I've got 30 rows done. So it's coming along. I'm probably gonna watch a movie tonight, and so I'll probably take this. It's been kind of tough to crochet in bed at night, right? Because I like it cold when I sleep. So, we turn the AC on even in the winter. We have a window unit in our bedroom that we turn on even in the winter. So right now, not right now, but we don't keep it on all day, but we keep it on when we are going to sleep. So like after we shower, we'll go ahead and turn it on. And we keep it at about 64 degrees. The issue comes is that when I'm trying to crochet, my friggin' hands are cold. So I'm gonna have to figure something out. I haven't been doing a lot of crocheting at night, or at least not as much as I would like to, just because my hands get cold. And yes, I do have gloves that keep, this part of my hand warm, but my fingertips are still out because I cannot do any type of crafting with my fingertips enclosed. I cannot. So like all those quilting gloves, that's why I don't use the machine girls gloves, because the machine girls gloves, the quilting gloves, all of the grip is in the fingertips, right? Because and so as you're pressing down, like, so your fingertips are covered. Now what I do is I get this style with the nubbies, and then I like to cut the fingers out, especially these two. I need the finger and I need these two fingers. So what I might try to do is use these, since I only have two fingers out and there is grip here, that this might work. So I'm going to try that tonight to see if this helps with my hands being too cold. And even my Fonz and Porter ones, same thing. I have to cut out the thumb and the forefinger. I cannot, these fingers don't matter. I don't do a whole lot, but these fingers, they got to be out. So I'm going to try the gloves, and I've even got these. I'm thinking these might really work. These came, I think I got these from like the Dollar Tree, because somebody said you could use these for knitting, or I mean for as quilting gloves. And technically you can. There's some grippy stuff here, but these were actually kind of hot. Like my hands would start to sweat when I did these. So this might be a possibility as well. I'm gonna give all of these a shot and see if I can get some crocheting done, because we're gonna watch a movie tonight. It's about 9 o'clock, and we're gonna watch a movie because we're night owls. We're gonna be up late, and so a movie that's an hour and a half. Now each row takes me about 20 minutes. So you can tell how I've spent the last week. Each row takes 20 minutes for me to make. I timed myself because I'm anal like that. And I think each time was about 18 and a half to 19 minutes. And then I would figure some rows, of course, would be longer because something would happen. Now, I was able to get it like to 15 or 16 minutes, but the focus that it required to just speed, like it just made it really not an enjoyable process, because I was focused way too much on time. So if we watch a movie tonight, I can realistically get, 3 more rows of this cardigan done, which would be cool. Or I could work on my other blanket. I'm still working on that one. I've just been putting so much time into this cardigan lately, because that other blanket is really heavy. So the only time I can work on that blanket is at night in bed, because it is that heavy. It is that warm. Like, to have it laying on me is so warm. It doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense how warm that thing is. So yeah, I haven't really been working on that. I have finished, because if you guys remember, you probably don't, but it's being worked in stripes. And so I did 2 skeins of a teal turquoisey blue. I did a skein of a gray. Then I did 2 skeins of a navy. And then the last time I showed it to you guys, I was back to another skein of gray. And I had another skein of gray and then 2 skeins of teal. So I finished the gray, and I'm about halfway through that first skein of teal. So I'm almost done with this puppy. Also, it's kind of, I have a, you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. I knew you were coming home. I did buy another skein of navy, and I think I'm going to make a border around the edge. So I'm actually hoping to have that puppy done my next Thankful Thursday, and then I can show it to you guys. So I'm excited about that. It's been a good time for me crafting. But I'm just now I'm curious. Wait a minute. So that's 30, hold on. That's 3 rows per hour. So 10 hours? I spend 10 hours of crochet time working on that. And it's not continuous. I might like do a row, put it down, do 2 rows, put it down, do 3 rows, put it down. But cumulatively, we're looking at, 10 hours, give or take, right? Maybe 9.5. And, so this cardigan is going to be a lot of hours. Trying to figure out why I decided to make my first garment out of a DK weight yarn instead of going bulky. Why did I choose a thin yarn like this? It's going to take longer and more stitches than choosing, a fatter yarn. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I bought some things. I bought a couple things. I bought 2 of these bags from Darn Good Yarn. Now, I have one bag that my large project is in, okay? When I'm done with that large blanket, I have another blanket that I'm going to work on. So my plan is to have, maybe a large blanket that I'm working on and then something smaller, whether it be a cardigan and a blanket or a cardigan and a dishcloth or a blanket and a scarf, that kind of thing, right? So I've got one that I got from Amazon and it was like $40. And so Darn Good Yarn has had these bags here, and they had them for like $70. I was like, it's just a bag. It's not leather. Like that's a lot. But they've got them on clearance. And I had a 35% off coupon. So I think I got the bag for $14. So I bought 2 of them. That's really all I bought. I bought the 2 bags, and then in order to get free shipping, I think I needed a couple dollars. So I got this puppy here because it was like $1.85. But it was just cheaper to buy this than it was to pay for the shipping or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. So anyway, or I had to either that or I needed a certain amount to use the coupon. I can't remember, but I needed to add something on in order to get the deal that I was getting. So I like these little bags. They're cute. They hold a lot. I've got 3 skeins of this Comfy Cotton blend yarn in here, and there's still plenty of room. I could put the rest of the yarn in here, but why? Right? This is plenty because I'm almost out of space to use it in here. Like when I first started this cardigan, I had two skeins of yarn and my project. So now I can only fit 1 skein and the project. So when this skein is done, this will be my second skein. It's a 6 skein project. Well, 6 and some change. So when I'm done with this skein, I will be 1/3 done with my project, approximately, with my cardigan. But when this skein is done, or maybe even before, because the cardigan is getting kind of big, this is going to go in this bag. And then I just have an extra bag because I don't know. It was just a really good deal. The next thing that I purchased, I don't know why. Well, I do know why. I got $100 for Christmas, and I got to buy what I wanted. So, because I feel like if you get money for Christmas, you should be able to get yourself something with that $100, right? So this is how I chose to spend mine. I got my 2 little bags, and I got some yarn. I don't need yarn, guys, but I got some yarn, and I'll tell you why. I'm kind of miffed because now Mary Maxim has a daggone 24-cent shipping on any purchase, and there's no code required, so I'm a little miffed. I think it's over $35, any purchase over $35. So kind of, I don't know. I'm going to have to wash the blanket after I make it. So Mary Maxim has this Bernat Alize Blanket Easy Yarn for $4.99 a skein, which is a pretty good price. But Mary Maxim shipping is high. So even with the shipping, it still would have been cheaper than anywhere else, but it wasn't good. It wasn't good enough of a deal. So I was able to get a 20% off coupon and use that. So it took $10 off. So I have like 10 of these. I have 5 in this blue color and then 5 in like a brown color that I plan to put together. Maybe. I'm trying to decide on a pattern. I haven't done that yet. This yarn is finger knit yarn, so you don't use any kind of hook. It's super, super soft. It's incredibly soft. I've never used any kind of blanket yarn before because it was always really expensive and I could never afford it. So I'm going to do something. I've got some patterns picked out, but I haven't decided which one I'm going to do yet. There are several free patterns that I found. This pattern here is pretty neat. It uses 10 balls, which is perfect because I had 10 balls, or 10 skeins, I should say. But I haven't decided. I can use all 10 to make this one 55 by 65 inch blanket, or I can make 2 separate blankets because each of these only take 5. And then I can have 2 blankets, one 50 by 56 and one 51 by 56. I haven't decided. I don't know. So that's what I've been working on. Anything else? No. So what am I thankful for? I'm thankful that I finally got my daggone packages mailed out, okay? So y'all know I did a giveaway. And but I forgot, not forgot. I'm really bad about mailing. Really bad about mailing. I have the best of intentions, but so I finally got that done today. And I got everything in the mailbox, but the mailman had already came. And so I thought I was going to pick up tomorrow. But I had some Amazon returns. I was like, I can do the Amazon returns and then I can drop off the mail at the UPS store. And then maybe it'll go out today instead of getting picked up tomorrow, right? Because my mailman wasn't going to pick it up tomorrow. He's already come. So I figured I would get a jump on it. So all that's out. I have one person who did not claim their prize. So that will be forfeited. So I still have this. One person was going to get the Junior Jelly Roll and the Charm Pack combo, but I had one not claimed. And to be honest, I kept this because it was like the smallest of everything I was giving away. This took up the least amount of space. And so I kept this. So don't be surprised if there's another giveaway around the corner. I don't know. I don't know if there are any occasions coming up. I think that my next, I don't know, maybe when I get to 2,000, I'll do a big giveaway. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But most of the time they're kind of impromptu. I'll just kind of decide sometimes I'll be literally in the middle of making a video, decide to do a giveaway, have to hit pause, and then go find some stuff to give away. I think I did that one. Yeah, so I'm thankful that I got that out because it was kind of hanging over my head. I am really thankful that I got this space cleaned up. I feel better. I had mounds of stuff. I couldn't even get to my cutting mat. Like when I had to move stuff out the way just to cut. Like it was getting bad. But anyway, I am going to be doing a review soon, Fiskars versus Ulfa, when it comes to cutting mats. Um, so yeah, look forward to that. I got to use it for a little while first and see what I think about it. I've always used Fiskars my entire quilting life. I bought this Ulfa mat last year, and I didn't open it right away. And I was super, super ticked off because I was like, oh, that's a great price. It was a really good price. But I didn't realize that the Ulfa is not double-sided like the Fiskars. So by the time I opened it and realized that it's not double-sided, it was like, oh, I mean, that's not true. It's double-sided, but you can't, there are no lines on the other side. I believe you can cut on the blank side, but there's just no lines. And I need lines. I like my lines. So I'm going to use my Ulfa for a little while, and then I will talk about that. But other than that, I think that's it, guys. I think that's it. That's it for me, and I'll see you guys next video.